All right, all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, once again, all right, this is another lesson. Through the Spirit, it's going to be called "Prophets Ruin Everything." All right, like this picture, like right here, like it's an advertisement for this show. It's called like Adam Ruins Everything, or like basically like the basis of the program, like this guy right here, like he pretty much it goes into just like breaking stuff down and then just like debunking it. Just like certain things that people think are just like beneficial or good. He just basis of the show is just like bursting people's like bubble, or and like as far as like his character, people don't really like it when he just comes around. All right, because like what he does like he ruins people's perceptions of things. Or and as a prophet, or when we go out on the highways and byways, that's what we do. Like we talk about like things like other nations going into slavery, World War III. All right, the chip, or all this like all this heavy shit that people don't want to deal with. All right, first we're gonna get Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. All right, so or those are the types of things that or the like the prophets are like supposed to like talk about. Like the main thing is you know you know it's a whole bunch of shit going on: war, evil, pestilence, or like war. Just a couple days ago, like Donald Trump, just like talking about you know it doesn't North Korea doesn't even have to they were saying on the radio, North Korea doesn't even have to like use nuclear weapons in order. They just need to like any type of attack, like like um like America's authorized to use those weapons. And then there's the chip, of course. That that's slowly approaching. All right, and then pestilence, like all like famine and shit like that. Like like certain there like almost every year there's always like some type of like disease infested like food, especially fruit, all right, which is supposed to be like natural and good for you. All right, but just watch back on the subject a little bit. All right, Amos 5:10. They hate him that rebuketh at the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly. All right, and speaking uprightly is or just like telling the truth. All right, one of the things things like like the Lord the Lord's not dealing with everybody. All right, heathen nations going into slavery, America being destroyed. Once again, all that like all that heavy, like all like the high gravity like content of the scriptures. We're gonna get all right, Luke. All right, 6:22. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company. Or for sooner or later, even in that movie like American History X, or when that Edward Norton's character, that one neo-Nazi, like he linked up with a bunch of people who were like supposedly had like the same principles and all that. But then like the leader of that one like group in prison, he was just like, hey man, cool it down with all that, like the fellows are getting tired of your preaching and all that. All right, because you know that even, you know, even as far as like stories we hear about like One West, about like Apostle Tahar always starting out class with or you know Revelation 3 and 15, or you know a lot of people would tend to get like offended by that, just talking about, oh come on man, all right, but you know that's one of the signs of a true man of the Lord, all right, when you're not liked. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil, for the Son of Man's sake. All right, you know, for the Son of Man's sake, you know, not having, and then Peter talks about, you know, like not having a like a reputation as a you know, like a thief or a murderer, you know, like it's the thing that the reason why people should hate you is because of you know, this truth, you know, and that's, you know, and that's like a good thing. All right. All right, Matthew 5 and 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you, and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely, for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. All right. So or, you know, like that's why, you know, like a lot of prophets like ended up like getting like put to death and all that. All right, because you know both like heathens and even our own people, you know, they get offended and butthurt. All right, and you know, and a lot of people are, you know, they like they express themselves, you know, like through just like violence. If not violence, then you know, things like slander, or you know, like in any type of way, or that they can come against you. They utilize that, or when they get offended. All right, all right, same book, St. Matthew 10 and 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. All right, so you know, when you come into like the real truth, all right, because you know these people that get you know, to some extent, you know, people that get so-called saved, you know, and they deal with like the scriptures with like you know, having that zeal, but not according to knowledge. You know, they still end up like annoying and offending people. Just like talking about, oh, he's one of those like Bible nuts or whatever. Isaiah 58 and 1. Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. All right, so it says, you know, like all right, just like spare not, or you know, as far as like women don't want to hear that they like dress like whores, or they don't want to like homosexuals don't like to be called like faggots, or and so on and so forth. You know, people don't want to hear that they can't like smoke cigarettes and weed, or you know, and you know, just or you know, commit adultery, or you know, and so on and so forth. You know, they'd rather continue in their wickedness and either get if not commended for it, all right, then they just want, all right, people to just like look the other way, like some like pastors and all that. You know, it's like doing all this wickedness on a Saturday night. Like Saturday night's one of the wickedest times in the society, but like Sunday morning's all like holy and shit. Like some places won't serve like alcohol and shit like that. Like it's all, you know, but we're gonna continue with this in a little bit.